What's up, guys? It's Dwayne from mountainbuck.com. Join me on the hunt for the best hunting products. And guys, today we're checking out the Spypoint FLEX G-36 cellular trail camera. This is an upgrade to the FLEX model that came out last year. It has improved battery life, offers 36 megapixel photos, and 1080p videos. Now let's check it out. So here's the G-36 right out of the packaging, and you have the antenna mount here on the side. Around back you have the standard threads for a tripod mount if you want to mount it that way. Around here we do have the latch to open this thing up. We have a bottom opening door. Very simple in here. You have three different options. You have format for your SD card. Right here you have a test button. You can take a test photo, make sure you're locked in on your target, and then you have the simple on-off button. And then you also have the status light here, and then your connectivity bars down here. You do have a slot for a micro SD card. And let's check out this battery cartridge. Just slide it right out. And you can fit 8 AA batteries in this cartridge. Looks like they give you a little mini antenna install guide here with the rubber gasket to screw onto your antenna. And here is your antenna, and this camera uses an internal SIM card with a dual SIM configuration, and that just means it's going to hop on whichever network is strongest in your area, whether that's at&t or Verizon. So this rubber gasket here goes onto the antenna like this. You want to push it in this way, and just make sure you're pushing it all the way in so that you can access the screw mounts inside there. So we want to push it all the way in so it's nice and close like that. You also want to make sure you have that little rubber washer inside there, and then we're just going to add this on by screwing it on tightly. And then I'm just going to push this in this way toward the camera, just so there's no gap between the antenna connection and the camera. There we go, nice and tight. You also get a strap for the tree and a G-36 instruction guide right here. All right, let's get this connected up to the app and get those settings right where we want them. It's real easy to activate this camera and sync it up with your app. Hit that plus button, select your camera, scan the QR code, and you're all set. You can choose photo, video, or time-lapse mode. I'm setting my motion delay to 20 seconds. Turning my sensitivity and photo resolution to high. I'm going to set the transmission settings to 6 times per day to conserve the battery, but I will be using that instant transfer for the trigger speed and detection range tests. All right, our G-36 is all set and ready to go. Let's get this thing outside and run some tests. All right, our FLEX G-36 is set on the tree, and you can make sure you are aimed up and ready to go by hitting that test button on there, and that's going to send you a photo to make sure you are locked in for the perfect shot. Now, this camera has a really fast 0.3 second trigger speed, so what I'm going to do now is my trigger speed analysis, where I set up about 10 yards in front of the camera, run right by, and see how long it takes that camera to pick me up. Let's find out. Next up is our detection range test. Now, this camera has a 100-foot detection range and a 100-foot flash range. And how I do this test is I have 4 cones set up back there behind me. The first one at 10 yards, then 20, 30 yards, and finally all the way out at 33 yards to see if we can max out the range at 100 feet. I'm going to walk by each one at a nice leisurely pace and see how far out this camera is going to capture me. All right, our trigger speed and detection range tests are all set. Let's check that footage and see how the G-36 performed. The trigger speed caught me just before mid-frame here, and that image quality is looking good with no blur. The detection range for this camera caught me at every single marker all the way out to 33 yards, so it definitely lives up to its 100-foot detection range. Here's a regular daytime image you get right from the app, and here's the HD version you can request. Here's a side-by-side comparison where I've blown up both images so you can see the difference in image quality. You can see that doe much more clearly in the HD photo, and check out that vein below her neck there. Nice and crisp. Here's an example of the nighttime image quality. And here's the HD version of the same photo. Here's a side-by-side comparison where I've blown them both up. I'm walking down from hunting here, and you can see things much more clearly. The harness straps there, the GoPro on my head, everything looks much more clear on the HD side. The way they do their video preview is by giving you a 3-image animated GIF type situation of each video. If you want to see the full 15-second HD video, you'll need to request a download. Here's the daytime video quality you get with the 15-second HD download. Super sharp and clear here, really nice video. You could also make out those does in the background. Here's the nighttime video quality, and you can see that little buck and the area is illuminated quite well. You'll notice the audio has a slight white noise type of sound on each recording. Here's the IR this camera gives off for night photos and videos. Over the course of this test period, the G-36 here took 99 photos and 41 15-second HD videos, and the battery life for this thing is at 73% with that 6 times a day transmission setting. Now this camera does take some really good quality, sharp photos and really crisp, clear, sharp videos, but you may want to adjust the settings to 6 times a day or fewer to get the most out of your battery life. As always, the links to items we talk about are in the description below. Guys, get yourself some killer mountain buck gear. Do me a favor, hook me up and hit subscribe. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you on the next one.